Yes, yes, yes. Namaste, man. Welcome back to the channel. Earlier, I was talking with a young man on the phone, and we were discussing this idea of, he wanted to be rich. And he had people in his family, were kind of looking down on that. It's like, the truth is, that feeling, that thought that you have of wanting to have more, wanting to be more, wanting to do more is natural. It's put there by nature. If you cut down a forest, it comes back bigger and greener and better, okay? That is the natural state, reproduction, growth. You are called to that. The reason and I'm using this term generically, universe, because we all come from different backgrounds, different religions. Sometimes people who are very religious have a hard time with the idea of getting rich. And yet I see filled in the Bible and other religious books that being rich, that's kind of how God pays for things, using people. See, all of the money that you want is in the pockets, purses, wallets, checkbooks, and credit cards of other people. So when we say, what does it mean to be rich? We have to take in the big picture, right? And why? It's not just for you, but yeah, the universe wants you to have a good life. If you have a nice house, guess what? You pay nice taxes. That's good for everybody else. Your taxes fix the streets. Your taxes, you get what I'm saying? Meaning the more prosper you are, the more crumbs, so to speak, fall off your table. If the more prosperity you have, you're probably going to hire a house cleaner. I have a beach house in Florida. I have a second home. I have 3 homes. All of that is taxes, right? So the government gets some money they can spend. Insurance companies, Home Depot, plumbers, electricians, lawn care people. My prosperity prospers them. My prosperity prospers you. Your prosperity prospers what? 10,000. And so there's these universal laws that are not only involve reaping and sowing, and I'm sure you've heard that, farmer has to plant the damn seed. You can't expect a crop that you didn't plant, right? And so part of this thing, I'm doing this thing February 11th in New Orleans where I'm teaching some of my followers, students, and friends. I got some influencer friends. I've got some real estate friends. I've got some stock trading friends, some people in the money flow gang. We're coming together. And the Bible says where 2 or more gather, there's power. Well, not just the Bible. Buddhism says the same thing. Islam says the same thing. Where people come together for a single thought. Well, what if people started coming together for this idea of being rich? And listen to this. This is right out of the book, The Science of Getting Rich. A lot of people don't know it. He wrote 2 or 3 other books. This is the opening verse. Now listen to this. Whatever may be said of the praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless one is rich. Now, when you read that, when you say that, when you talk about that, that rubs people the wrong way. But to be honest, it shouldn't, okay? So what does it mean to be rich? I'm going to define it as this. This is how I define it. More than you need. More. See, it's more than you need. See, the trick to money is simply having money you don't need. And the money you don't need is planted. That's the seed. That's the farmer sowing the crop, and the crop produces 10-fold, 50-fold, 100-fold. So $1, and you've seen me teach this, through the power of real estate, $1 planted, what? Grows and buys what? $5. $1 buys $5 through the power of leverage. So when we begin to combine philosophical principles like taught in the book, The Science of Getting Rich, right? With maybe you combine them with your religious principles, but these basic universal laws, that it is impossible. And you say, well, I want to be successful. I want to have a complete life. Well, good. Then you need to get rich. Now, that's not a jet. That's not a mansion. That's not what that is. It's simply having more than you need. Because the moment you have more than you need, you cause a chain reaction. It causes this chain reaction, and more attracts more, right? The more you have, the more you get. You want more dividends, you buy dividend stocks, and the more you buy, the more dividends you get, and the more dividends you get, the more stock it buys. Same with real estate. Every month that you own a rental property, you get richer. Even if you don't get money in your hand, the house ticks up a little bit. The loan ticks down a little bit, right? So we know there's 4 ways that you make money in real estate. And we know there's a couple ways you can make money in the stock market. I teach trading, swing trading, position trading, and buy and hold. And I generate thousands of dollars a month in profits. See, dividends are profits. It's money paid to you for owning a stock. And so I collect not a lot, like $2,000 a month in dividends. Well, guess what? That makes me rich, man. I don't need that money. What happens when you're getting $2,000, $3,000 a month and you don't need it? You get to reinvest it, which causes what? More money to come in that what? You don't need. And so the way you start this chain reaction is you have to get your life structured in such a way that you don't need some money. And that money you don't need, that margin, that little chunk, that's what makes you rich. And it is rich. And you talk as if and you walk as though, and you are rich right now. So the success formula is to be. So if you want to be rich, be rich. Be. And you say, well, what do you mean? Well, you need money you don't need. That's the formula. You need more than you don't need. That's the definition of being rich. You have more than you need. But it can't stop there. What do you do with the part you don't need? If you blow it, you're no longer rich. If you invest it, you get richer. Now, listen to what the book says. And I won't let this video go too long. No man can rise, and it means man or woman. This book was written in 1905. No man or woman can rise to their greatest possible height or talent or soul development unless they have plenty of money. For to unfold the soul and develop talent, he must have the use of things. And he cannot have the use of things unless he has money to buy them. In other words, you can't get a rental property if you don't have money. And that comes out of abundance. And the moment you have abundance, you are rich. You're living in a state of richness. And in order to, the success formula is to be, then do equals have. So we start with where we're trying to get. So we have to get in a frame. We have to get in a state of mind. I'm rich. Then you have to prove that shit you're saying. And you'll hear me say this all the time. I'm rich. And when I say I'm rich, I don't mean I have a yacht and a Learjet. Yeah, that's rich. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about on a spiritual level. Meaning I am there first in my mind where I'm trying to go, man. Man, I wish I could talk to you more one-on-one. This is good stuff, man. So that's all I got for you today, man. Start thinking in abundance. Start thinking you're rich. Go find some richness. Go find 10. In my free ebook, You Don't Have to Die Broke. In there is free. Click my bio link. Chapter 2, I think it is. Let's see. Man, I'm out of breath. Chapter 2, How a $10 Bill Changed My Life. $10 bill made me rich. Why? I didn't need it. And the moment I didn't need it, I invested it. When I invested it, it multiplied. Get it? So first get it in here, then get it in here, and put that shit to work. And I promise you, man, go get my free ebook. When you do that and read it, then this book, Money Flow Trading System, is going to make a lot more sense. And we can go from that book to this book to them buying real estate. Okay? You can do this, man. I know you can.